What a time to be on Rocky Top. The Lady Vols joining the men as they advance to the Sweet 16. The Lady Vols snapping a one-year drought of missing the Sweet 16 after they defeated Ohio State in the round of 32. For the Lady Vols, they saw proof in Columbus that they're a much better team than they were a couple of weeks ago, because they say that version of themselves wouldn't have been able to defeat Ohio State, and for good reason. The Lady Vols gave up a 17-point lead in the second half after they allowed Ohio State to go on a 19-2 run to tie the game at 56 apiece in the third quarter. But they showed maturity, they showed resiliency, and part of it started with what Talaysia Cooper was able to give them. She started her own 5-0 run with a triple from the top of the key, next possession a steal and score, and the Lady Vols complemented that when Ruby Whitehorn was able to get a really tough second chance tip-in. There they saw the proof that started a couple of weeks ago in practice. The reward, more satisfying than they could have imagined.
We definitely are a totally different team than a couple weeks ago. In our last couple games of the regular season, it was not, what we are now. We've worked a lot on team ball. We've worked a lot on being very poised, staying level-headed, and just leaning on each other, rallying around each other to make sure that we can overcome anything. And I felt like that really showed tonight, and we've just got to continue to do it.
Part of where we see the change in the Lady Vols from a couple of weeks ago was where and how they find their confidence in each other when there's breakdowns on the court, and when a team like Ohio State is going on a 10, 19-point run. And it's in those in-between moments when they get together for a brief huddle, and it could be Z Spearman, it could be Jewel Spear. Any one of those Lady Vols can lead that huddle to give the team the confidence it needs back. We saw it a couple of times from Z Spearman early in the game when Ohio State was trying to already separate themselves from the Lady Vols, and she's going out and clapping hands with all of her teammates saying, "It's okay, we got it, we're good, we're good." And it's that reassurance that has gone a long way for this team, and something that Jewel Spear says is a great indicator of how mature and how confident this team has become.
Our tight huddles, we believed in one another. We didn't blame one another. We just moved on to the next play, and we fed energy into each other. So when you do that, you're able to get stops on the defensive end, and then we were able to score.
That togetherness is something they severely lack, not only at the end of the regular season, but even in the SEC tournament. And the locker room, players like Ruby Whitehorn were telling me that their inability to play as a team was their greatest Achilles heel. They are playing like a team in the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament, and she says that's been their greatest strength, and where they've made the most progress is reconnecting as a team.
Because we're stronger together, and I think that in a couple weeks that we had to prepare for this tournament, we really focused on just coming together, having team strength, because it's something that we have been lacking in our past few games. And so the team strength is really what we draw from when we get down and when teams go on that run, and we had a lot of that today.
That growth Tennessee made in just a short couple of weeks is what's keeping their national title hopes alive, and giving players like Ruby Whitehorn and Jewel Spear an experience they've never had before, playing in the Sweet 16.
I'm just really excited. I've never been to the Sweet 16, so it's sweet, no pun intended, but it's just really cool, and I think it just speaks to who we are as a team, and we believe we can get there. So we're not done yet, and we have more in store.
I mean, I'm just kind of overwhelmed with gratitude, and I'm just very happy to be here. It's a crazy experience, honestly.
And for veteran Lady Vols like Tess Darby and Sarah Puckett, who missed out on the Sweet 16 a year ago, returned to the Sweet 16 in their final year in the orange and white, they're a little bit more motivated to go get something more.
Very excited, but I want to go further. Leaving it all out there, I'm playing with no regrets, just doing whatever I can to win and to help my teammates.
It feels great. I did not really want to go home tomorrow and just not have basketball ever again. So I definitely want to go as far as we possibly can, and I'm going to do everything in my power. If that's leading on the bench, just doing getting defensive stops, making sure my person doesn't score, whatever it is, I'm going to try to help the team, and I know that we're on the same page about that too.
Sunday night, this team looked energized and focused in a way that we've not seen the last couple of weeks, and maybe the national title hopes is motivation enough to reignite that within the players, but maybe it was also because of a certain promise that Kim Caldwell gave her team if they advanced to the Sweet 16?
Actually, she asked Ruby a question, and the question was, guess what you get to do? And Ruby said, wear whatever shoes you want. And so, yeah, so expect some crazy shoes for the Sweet 16 game.
And there's certainly no question which player on this team is most excited that they get total freedom to wear whatever sneakers that they want to. And yes, it's Ruby Whitehorn, and yes, she already knows what sneakers she wants to wear.
Oh yeah, she told us we can wear any shoes we want. They don't have to match, and that's amazing. Y'all gonna see us with some bright green shoes next game.
Those will certainly be a showstopper, no doubt. So we're excited to see what they look like in real life, in person. We'll have so much more coming up on the Lady Vols this week, and especially on the men as well, as they both get ready for the Sweet 16. We'll be back in Knoxville later this week. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that week's conversation and what they will do in Indianapolis and in Birmingham. I'll talk to you guys later this week.